Sophia and Daniel moved to Willow Creek, a secluded village surrounded by dense forests and shadowy hills. The villagers were friendly but eerily insistent about one rule: never leave clothes outside at night. They dismissed it as a quaint superstition until their first night. Sophia left her laundry hanging on the line, defying the rule. That night, they were awakened by an unsettling flapping sound outside. Sophia dismissed it as wind, but Daniel couldn't shake the feeling something was watching them. The next morning, the clothes were torn, as though clawed by some wild animal. Strange things began happening. Their cat, Milo, refused to go near the laundry line. Shadows seemed to linger by the windows at night. And then, one evening, Sophia saw it, a figure draped in her dress, standing at the edge of the yard, unmoving. The villagers told them it was the borrowers, spirits that animated clothes left outside, using them to search for new skins. It was said those who saw the borrowers too closely rarely lived to tell the tale. Sophia couldn't shake the image of the figure. One night, she convinced Daniel to stake out the yard with her, determined to debunk the legend. Armed with a flashlight and camera, they waited. At midnight, the clothes began to move. Slowly, unnaturally, they twisted and writhed as if invisible bodies were slipping into them. A shirt puffed up like a chest, pants bent like legs. A dress swayed as though caught in a windless dance. Then they saw it, one figure, larger than the rest, stepping off the line. Its hollow face turned toward them, and the flashlight flickered out. Daniel screamed as the creature lunged. They barely made it inside, slamming the door just as the figure reached the porch. The next morning, claw-like rips marred their door. The village elder, Agnes, visited them. She warned them not to provoke the borrowers again. If you disturb them, they'll come inside next time. A neighbor, Margaret, dismissed the legends as nonsense. One evening, she left her laundry outside to prove a point. The following day, she was gone. Sophia and Daniel joined the villagers in searching the woods. They found Margaret's clothes scattered, torn, but no body. That night, Margaret's voice echoed through the trees, calling for help. But when they looked outside, they saw a figure wearing Margaret's favorite blouse and skirt, standing silently in the yard. Sophia realized that the borrowers didn't just animate clothes, they consumed the people connected to them, wearing their essence like a second skin. Sophia delved into the village's history and uncovered a dark secret. Centuries ago, a traveling tailor cursed the town after being accused of witchcraft. She promised that garments left unguarded would be claimed by restless spirits, forever tethering the village to her wrath. Desperate to break the curse, Sophia and Daniel sought Agnes's help. The elder explained that the curse could only be undone by destroying the anchor garment, a piece of the tailor's own clothing hidden somewhere in the woods. But no one who had gone looking for it had ever returned. With no other choice, Sophia and Daniel ventured into the forest. The woods were unnaturally quiet, the air heavy with an oppressive presence. They stumbled upon an ancient tree with tattered, weathered garments hanging from its branches like a macabre shrine. As they approached, the clothes began to move, forming grotesque shapes that lunged at them. Armed with fire and salt, they fought their way to the heart of the shrine, where a torn, blood-stained cloak lay draped over a rock. Sophia set it ablaze, and the forest erupted in screams. The clothes writhed and disintegrated, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The curse was lifted, or so they thought. Life in Willow Creek returned to normal, but Sophia and Daniel couldn't shake the feeling of being washed. One stormy night, a familiar sound woke them, the flapping of fabric in the wind. Looking out, they saw clothes hanging on their line, though neither had placed them there. The figures returned, more grotesque than before, their forms distorted with rage. Agnes, now frail and bedridden, revealed the horrifying truth. The curse wasn't lifted, it was transferred. You burned the anchor garment, but the spirits have claimed you as their new host. Sophia and Daniel fled Willow Creek, but no matter where they went, the clothes followed. Each night, they found their laundry line full, the figures growing closer and closer, their hollow faces staring, waiting. The final scene showed the couple's abandoned home, the yard overrun with twisting, riding garments. Somewhere in the distance, their muffled screams faded, leaving only the sound of flapping cloth in the wind. And the villagers learned a new rule. Never let outsiders hand their clothes.